Welcome back, Math 20 or 30-2, sorry. So we're going to do probabilities and odds practice worksheet here. Again, like I said, I'll put the key PDF online, so hopefully maybe enough. If you want to, you can just watch me go through these. So again, we're going to go through and determine our odds. In this case, we're doing odds, right? Remember, odds are going to be the number in favor of event A versus the number that's not in favor of whatever event we're talking about. Most of the time we just call it event A, right? So let's determine this here. Determine the probability in favor and in against us, right? So let's do the in favor one here first of each event happening. So in favor, I want to know the favorable outcomes. So the next traffic light is green. So let's assume that's a favorable outcome. 12 of the last 16 lights were green. So I know there's a number, there's 12 in total there, but the against is not going to be 16. It says 12 of the 16, so that means the number of not favorable is going to be 4. Against is pretty easy. You just flip it around, so it's 4 to 16 against. So let's say in favor is going to be a nice sunny day here, so 5 of the last 8 days is in favor, so those are my two numbers. They have to add up to the number of total days we're talking about. And against is going to be 3 to 5. Austin read a book. The last 10 or 12 he read were bibliographies. So let's assume that reading the bibliography is a favorable outcome. So 10 to 2 odds in favor and a 2 to 10 odds against. There you go. Pretty easy so far. Probability-wise, let's just do the probabilities for in favor. I'm not going to worry about the other guys, like the against here. If you want to do the against, you can. So the probability of event A happening, you're just going to take the favorable outcomes. Remember how to calculate this? Is you take the favorable outcomes and you divide it by the total sample set. So my total is 16 in this situation. Since we're dealing with probability, we're just going to reduce this fraction down. Just pull out my calculator here. Sorry, you didn't see what I was looking at. So 3 to 4. 3 over 4, sorry, for the probability of that one. For this next one here, it's going to be 5 over 8. That one doesn't reduce down. And our next one here is going to be 10 over 12. And remember that your probability can never be more than 100%. So if I put 10 over 2, I'd have a problem there. So math enter, reduce this down. Oops, 5 over 6. There we go. Now the odds in favor are Ariane passing her driver's test is 4 to 3 here. What are the odds against? That's pretty easy. You just flip it around. So it's a 3 to 4 odds against. And what's the probability that she will pass? So this is in favor here. So pass, remember probability of this event happening is the number of times that's in favor divided by the total amount. So probability is 4 out of 7. I don't know why I wrote it twice. It's kind of strange. Maybe you can put a decimal there if you want to. 4 out of 7 is about 50, or actually not 50, 0.571, which translates to about 57.1% of the time. She'll pass her test. Pretty good. Serge here has 16 coins in his pocket. 4 of them are quarters. He reaches in, pulls them out at random. What's the probability that it will be a quarter, and what is the probability against it being a quarter? Seems pretty easy here. So in favor, that's what this first one's about, right? There's 4 quarters of 16, but I'm going to put a 12 there because that's the other amount. So remember, that's number in favor versus the number not in favor. But if you add these two together, you should get the whole sample set. The odds against, you just flip it around, and there you go. Pretty good, pretty easy. Okay. Aisha here draws a card at random from a deck, and she has 4 jokers, okay? The 4 jokers could be any card you choose to want it to be. It's like a wild there. If it's a red, you can choose, if you draw a joker, it'll also be red. So what are the probability that a card is red? So remember that in a deck of 52 we have red and black. There's half of each. So there's 26 on this side and 26 on this side. Other ones like face cards, which I'll have down here. How many face cards do I have? I have 12 face cards, right? 4 suits, king, queen, jack. So I have 12 face cards. If you want suits and stuff, it'd be a quarter of these numbers. So we had to have, of the red, you have hearts and diamonds. You have 13 each. And then blacks, you have clubs and spades, which is 13 each. Okay. So what's the probability the card is red? Okay. Now you have to also remember to include that there's other cards. We've got the jokers as well. So we have 4 jokers plus the 26. I don't know why I'm punching my calculator. There's 30 cards in favor of this versus the 26 cards. the black cards, because those would be not in favor. Okay. Would it be 30 to 30? No, it needs to be favor, it'd be 30. Yeah, never mind. We decided the red was favorable. So if I got a black card, and I chose a joker to be red no matter what. I'm going to sneeze. Sorry about that. Odds in favor. Oh, sorry. I wanted the probability. The odds are down here. Okay, let's switch that around. Now the probability is that there's 30. Remember, probability of this happening is going to be the number of favorable outcomes divided by the total number of cards. Now I'm going to add the extra 4 cards, so there's 56 cards in total, because this is the 52 plus the 4 jokers that we had. Okay, and this is the 26 plus the 4 jokers as well, because the jokers will be in favor. Probability that the odd or a card will be a face card. Okay, so a face card here. You could just put A in that if you wanted to. Now, probability that a card is a face card. Like I said, there's 12 face cards, but a joker could be a face card because that's the wild. So I'm going to go 12 plus the 4, so I get 16 here. Probably should have reduced this one way up here. So that's 30 divided by 56. Sorry, math enter. So I got 15 to 28. I probably forgot to reduce a bunch of odds there, because these should also be reduced down. So this is my bad, sorry. 15 over 28. And then my odds here, I'm going to go 30 over 26. From math, enter, and I get 15 to 13 odds. I just want to double check up here. Did I forget to reduce these odds down? I can already see a few I forgot to reduce. So I forgot to reduce the 12 and the 4. So if I did that, it'd be a 3 to 1. So maybe I'll switch that out. Therefore, this turns into a 1 to 3. These guys here, you probably should reduce them down. 5 to 1 or a 1 to 5. So always reduce them. Like I reduced the probabilities, but I forgot to reduce the odds too. This one here I should reduce down to be 1 to 3 or 3 to 1, depending on which one you're looking at here. So make sure to reduce. I'm going to put that in there. Okay. These are being reduced now, so we're good. So 16 over my total number of cards. Again, we have 56. So 16 over 56. If I reduce that down, it's 2 over 7. Okay. Determine the odds in favor of drawing a face card. So I can use this here if I wanted to. I could say that this is 2. And then my next number here is going to be 5. A 2 to 5 odds. You could start off by saying 16. And then of the other cards, I'm going to go 56 minus my 16. I got 40. And then I can reduce that down by going 16 over 40. Math enter. I get 2, 5 as well. There you go. Okay. The odds, they're about 0.5% that women see no difference between red, green. So it's just like red, green colorblind. So it'd just be a bunch of grays. What are the odds in favor of the Monique being red, deer colorblind? I don't know if that's a favorable outcome, but they just want on this side here to be the percentage that you'll be read. Now, I'm putting percentages in here right now, but I'm going to have to reduce this later on because you can't have decimals in odds. Remember, it always has to be just whole numbers. The odds against this happening are going to be 99.5%. It'd be the other amount. Right, remember, these two numbers add to 100%. Okay, so then I'm going to reduce this down. Let me just erase some of this, make it a little bit nicer. So I go 0.5 divided by 99.5. Math enter. So I have a 1 in 199, 1 to 199. So there's my odds. Now, if you want to do like a probability this will happen, it looks like it's going to have a 1 in 200 chance that this will happen. They didn't ask for that, just asked for the odds. That's fine. Okay, Roger's being awarded a penalty shot in a hockey game. Carlos is the goalie. Rogers scored 7 of the last 20 penalty shots. Carlos blocked 9 of the last 10. What are the odds in favor of Rogers scoring using this data only? Using his data only, right? And then we're going to do the odds in favor of Rogers scoring using Carlos' data only. Doesn't specify how we're going to combine the two, but let's just say using Roger here, he scored 7 times, of the last 20. So I'm going to have a 7 to 13. So remember that. The 7 plus whatever has to be equal to 20. This is the number in favor. This is the number not in favor. There's a little not symbol there. And this number here is the total sample set. So if you rearrange this, you get 13 for the number not in favor. And the odds in favor of Roger scoring, just using, don't worry about trying to combine these two sets of data here. If I use Carlos' data, he blocks 9. So there's 1 out of 1 to 9 in favor of Roger scoring. So obviously, if he blocks the other 9. There you go. Okay, so that's how you do the odds. Pretty easy, and I'll see you in the next video.